Today we're going to read from a very good book called President Obama's Secret Plan. Mr. Chris Stevens was an American ambassador to Libya. This is a picture of Mr. Chris Stevens. This is an image of the continent of Africa, the country of Libya, and the city of Benghazi, where Mr. Chris Stevens was stationed. This is an image of the United States of America, and that's Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C. is United States of America capital. Libya is a very dangerous place. An American ambassador is a very important person who is as important as the President of the United States of America. Ambassador Stevens lived in a big compound called a mission. This is a picture of the entrance to the mission. Ambassador Stevens was very afraid because some people in Libya hate Americans. Those bad people are like the ones who exploded the two tallest buildings in the world in New York City on 9/11/2001, the World Trade Centers. This is a picture of the two World Trade Centers before they were exploded. This is a picture when they were exploded. And like the bad guys who bombed the Navy ship, the USS Cole, in 2000. This is a giant Navy ship. Bad guys in a tiny little boat, full of bombs and explosives, crashed into the side of the USS Cole, exploding it. Many sailors died that day on the USS Cole. Many people in Libya and some other Arab Muslims in that part of the world like to try and keep hurting and killing Americans, especially on 9/11 every year. This year, 2012, a lot of those bad people were planning to hurt Americans again. Ambassador Stevens told President Obama that he was afraid. This is Ambassador Stevens, and this is Barack Obama. The U.S. mission was already attacked with bombs a few times, just a few months earlier. On 9/11/2012, 100 to 200 bad Muslims called jihadists attacked the U.S. mission in Benghazi, Libya, with more bombs and big guns. This is one of the buildings that they exploded with those bombs and big guns. Ambassador Stevens was killed. His information management officer, named Sean Smith, from the United States Air Force, was also killed. Sean had 2 children. The bad Muslims pulled Ambassador Stevens' body out into the street. More people were still inside the burning buildings. The Americans cried for help to President Obama, who ignored them. The scared people in the mission asked and asked for help. But President Obama said no. Glenn Doherty and Ty Woods were 2 very brave men. 2 United States Navy SEALs, very strong and very brave and powerful super soldiers like these, heard the bombs and shootings from a mile away. These 2 very brave men said, "We have to help the others even if President Obama gets mad at us." These 2 very brave men went to the mission a mile away and rescued 30 people, including Americans. These 2 very brave men killed 60 bad guys, called jihadists. These two very brave men asked President Obama for help 3 times. And President Obama said no. Even when he's smiling and waving, he said no. These two very brave U.S. Navy SEALs died. Glenn Doherty and Ty Woods. 4 Americans were killed. Ambassador Stevens, Sean Smith, Ty Woods, and Glenn Doherty. The American mission was destroyed. The buildings were bombed, exploded with fire and other explosive materials, and destroyed. President Obama had told them no help. Is that what a good president would do? If you want to hear more about this, go to foxnews.com and search for the word Benghazi. Benghazi. Fox News is the only company brave enough to tell this true story.